All right, good evening, team. Today's Wednesday. Background music is Cosmic Awareness on Spotify. It's called Out of Gravity for those that are interested. I don't even know where to start tonight. Oh, all-time highs. All-time highs tomorrow or even Friday. We don't know what's actually going to happen tomorrow. Other than that, I want to focus on one play. That is VRTX. This was the play that I was actually going over yesterday, all night. I was actually going over it, looking at the charts. And I was telling myself, it's going to basically, if this is a bottom here, this 164.10, and after yesterday's move, we should get an inside day today. So me, doing what I do best, I act too fast, and I basically bought more, which I should have waited for price to come down. But what happened? Hold on. Oops. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Sorry about that, guys. But basically, these are my levels to hold. Based on tomorrow, we have this gap to fill here at around 174.60. But basically, going into tomorrow, I told you guys that by Friday is not by Friday, by Thursday, I want to see us trading somewhere around the 14 to 30 SMA. In between there, I want to see a vacuum happen there. This is not the first time that the price had traded at these levels to the point where it vacuumed up. So I want to see a vacuum to 176 and at least test the 30 SMA, which is 178.84. If price can maintain in between those two SMAs, the 14 and the 30, going into Friday, we can definitely see 182.54 by Friday, which puts us at a decent amount for those that are added on the pullback. Got into those 180 calls, probably a little too early. I didn't see the rejection until yesterday at 182.54. So that needs to hold. That's a double bar in this case. And if we can close above that, inside that, going into next week, I want to start looking at 210 to 225, 212 calls, like 2 months out with time. Also, I want to start looking at even more longer-term plays for VRTX. I have all the strikes here. Not these. These are actually this week's. These are the strikes down here to your left. You have I think this is January 190s, January 210s, October 190s. And I even looked at the October 25 140 puts, just in case. Just in case. I'm going to be watching those. There's just certain scenarios that I'm looking at for this to play out. And the October 190s for October the 1st, the first week of October. So with VRTX, only way I'm adding is if we are touching the 14 SMA. Other than that, I am not touching it. I'm not adding anymore. I'm actually looking to get into the 175s and the 177.50 calls. Those are actually the most safest for this week. If we can maintain in between, I'll tell you guys right now exactly what the level is. So I want to see us above at least 175.52 upon close. And by Friday, if we get any move above 179.06 and it holds the first hour, then we're looking at a target for 182.54. VRTX can move, and you guys know that. It's basically an inside day today from yesterday's move, yesterday's range. So I'm looking possibly to add to the 180s tomorrow. I added this morning, and I might add even more tomorrow, like I just said. So keep that in mind. Other than that, we have NTES. NTES is a little tricky this week. NetEase, I'm not too confident. Why? Because we already wrote it up so much that it's becoming to the point where it's exhausting, and I don't like things that become exhausting. If it becomes exhausting, then it's not good. I like to step away. But I like the daily. The daily has a nice flag still going for it. Pretty good, not too bad. More in the sense of a pennant than a flag. Let me clean this up. I like that close above 273.68. So tomorrow, if we get a nice move, we can see 280 to 281.46. And if we close anywhere around 280, we will see 289.27. Still targeting that 289.27. That's going to be the level. Last time it was 268.96. We got above that. Now the next level is 289.27. I was praying for them to make those premiums a little bit cheaper. Somebody got them at 45 cents for the 280s. Pretty good. I think it was 280, 250s actually. Yeah. So I added to those this morning as well, under $1. Next up, we have Jazz. This one came on radar. I looked at the chart and I was like, okay, why did I take this off my radar a long time ago? Because it was just trading in a range. I like how this looks. It's an ascending triangle, targeting 146.99, possibly by next week. If the price gets there, our calls that we got into today, I did not get in today. Actually, I did get in today. I got one contract, but I don't count that as me getting in. I do take very small sizes until I'm confident with the play. I need the confirmation. I want to see Jazz above 134.26. So what you guys need to understand tomorrow is we're going to gap up. So I want you guys to pay attention very closely to how we gap up tomorrow and where we gap up on individual stocks. Don't pay no mind to SPY too much. Pay more mind to individuals. Because if they gap up, they're going to somehow retest that gap either Friday or the same day. So we got to see how big of a gap up it gets. In this case, I'm looking at the 140s. Those look like they can see $3 to $6 by next week. If it gets to 146.99, very, very possible. Very possible. I even did a little back test. Not a back test, but I basically changed the price for next week since they expired the 20th. Price moves up 9 points. Well, I can't do that one. Let's do 10. At 143, those September 140s, it will be 342. And if I add $2, let's just say they go to 146, but I'm going to do 145, they'll be trading at 536, which is still not bad. Also looking at the 145s as well. Those are pretty cheap as well, but I'm trying to get those at least 5 cents. Best time to get those will be on a Friday, depending on how the action is Friday. I'm really not in a rush to get into a lot of different things. I don't really need to go over Prue. Prue, we already have the video for Prue. Prue's already set, so I'm not going to go over Prue. Dow's already set. I'm not going to go over Dow. We get over VRTX, NetEase, Jazz. I'm not in CI anymore. You guys know that. I already sold. TTD. I don't know if TTD has more downside. I'm just not liking the action in it at all. So it's going to take some time to find the bottom on this one. Needs a big move. I mean, I don't know. Possibly tomorrow can get it. 225.13. And then unload the 225s that we have. But this staying below this double bar, I'm just not a fan of it. I'm definitely not. But we need to take time to see how it bottoms here. But just keep this one. We got to keep this one very, very close. Because when it's actually ready, it's going to be back to 253 in no time. It's just similar. It's like URI. TTD remind me of URI. I don't know why. They just move similar. Big moves when you catch them. So URI, I mean, I don't even think we need to go over this. We're already up over 1,000% on the 120s expiring next week. I got the 130s for this week, but I only got 3 contracts. It was a test. And we also got the 135s for next week. Pretty awesome. I like where they closed it at. They closed it just above the middle fib combo, which is 126.96. Over that, 128.02. Test 131.44. Possibly pull back after that. And then next level is 134.85. For those that are writing about 2 contracts, me, I have a few still. Not as much, but I'm going to give you guys a scenario. So let's do 9 points by the 20th of next week. That will put us, nope, that's too much. No, 9 points. Why does it say 19? 9 points is 136. So I rather, honestly, 7. Let's do 7 points. That's probably going to come this week. It's very possible. So by next week, this is September 13th to September 20th, the 120s will be worth $14.64. That's basically almost 3,000% on those. I mean, and that's just by expiry date. So if that 134 came, let's say, by Monday, value goes up even more. So it's almost about $15. The closer, the better. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to see 134 this Friday. If we see 134 this Friday, I'm honestly out and just going to ride one. That's still 1471. Still not bad. 135s for the 27. Hold on, let me go over what I have. So the few of the 135s, 135 for September 27th I have. So I actually have even more time for that. So the 135s will be $3.27. I paid 20 cents for those, so that'll be about 10 bags. I mean, for September, this has been a great month for us. I mean, I can't complain. We've been hitting a lot of 500 to 10 bags, 500% to 1,000%, 10 bags. For those that don't know where bagger is, a bagger is 100%. Next up, NOC. This one, I feel like they held this one down today. The fact that it got pulled back is because that vacuum needed to happen. And the reason the vacuum happened on the weekly, I want to show you guys. That's why I didn't pay I didn't pay too much mind to it, because this is why. This had to happen. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought it was going to happen next week, but it happened this week. This is actually great. Still in range, still flagging. This is perfect. This is very beautiful. Hit that 14 SMA nicely. Now it's going to give us time to run some more. So I want to see us at least at 396 to 400 in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Look at the 400 calls for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Those are actually trading. Let's see. See, my ultimate goal is this. I want you guys to have a plan. You have a plan. It works. That's all you need. Okay, so I said 3 weeks, right? So we close, let's say 363, 365. If this kind of goes green, it's going to be crazy, because the high here is 368. So this goes to 368 this week, close there. We'll see 380 about next week, and then followed by that 2 weeks after that, 396. Looking at the premiums, they are pretty cheap. October 11th premiums are cheap, and October 11th is right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, about four candles. So that's not too bad. Yeah, October the 14th. No, actually October 11th is not bad. Or we could do the 18th. 18 400 calls are not bad as well. We'd be surprised if somebody picked them up. They're trading at 55 cents. What would be more safer is to play the 390s as well. They're 10 cents. They're $1.20 at the ask. But I'm going to put the 400 calls on radar. If this is bottom, we can get a decent play on this one. But it's still in trend. It's trending nicely. I still love this stock. I love the setup. When it moves, it moves. You guys already know that. That downside, I wish we did have puts, because that would have been awesome. That would have been a freaking sick play. As you can see, it's still in trend. I actually wish I drew the trend before. So we got 3 weeks. If we get over 372, let me see what this gray bar. So we get over 377.96. This is like netties. Like, we were waiting for that 368, that 268 to get over to 270, and then it just took off to 280. We get over 377.96. 400 comes very fast. So keep that in mind. This is another long-term play, basically almost a month. Well, This is a month. The 400 calls a month out. Not too bad. I'm going to add that to the watch list now. What we need is a close basically near 366 for NOC. So far, I'm still in the 357.50 calls. I might open 362.50s, depending if it does the gap up tomorrow. It could have a 10-point day tomorrow. Who knows? If it does have a 10-point day tomorrow, that weekly goes green. But I love this. I love this play so much for the year. It's just been trending all year. 400 calls for October the 18th. 400 calls for October the 11th. Why not? Collect two different types of premiums. The October 11th, you get a better premium value as price goes up every 10 points. As far as the 18th, it just gives us even more time that if it does go in the money before the week before the 18th, which is the 11th, that's even better. What else is there? I mean, that's it for now. I mean, to be honest, I'm not putting my eyes on anything else. I'm just putting my eyes on everything that makes us money. I'm just ready for tomorrow. I'm telling you guys now, I'm adding NTES. I'm adding Jazz. I'm adding, I might play CI. I mean, I'm not even going to lie to you. CI was down today. Mind you, CI was the one that was basically taken off. Weekly is still primed. I love the weekly. I like how the weekly is. Let me clean this up a bit. Much better. I like this box on the weekly. Need CI above 162.19. So the 162.50s and 165. 170s for next week would be the smartest thing to do. I haven't looked at those as well. I need to free up a lot of cash. 162.50s are very cheap today. Whether that, wow, CI looks like wine. WYNN. Next week, 170s are cheap. They got a lot of volume in there too. So people are already getting into positions. So that's very smart. 180s look good too. 177.50s look good. Actually, 175s look good for next week. I like those better. And then I'll go to the 180s 2 weeks out. But then again, the 177.50s 2 weeks out are cheap. The 180s are not too bad. I like to go into October. October 180s are not bad at all either. Somebody was nibbling those as well. I don't see anything big, no big sizes and nothing like that. Oh, somebody's buying those 145 puts. That's very interesting. I see that a lot. But I see why they would buy the 145 puts, because if it does fail, it'll come down to the double bar, which is 139.34. But ain't nobody got time for that. Right now, 30 SMA and the 14 looks like it's crossing. 30 is coming down below the 14. So we got to see how this works. And recording, stopping.